round pick. So the Czechs already a man short. Both these teams, strangely enough, have only dressed 18 skaters. You're allowed to dress 20 in the IHF, but both are too short registration-wise so far. No penalty called in the play. Pilyenkov, a long shot kicked up by Dostal. And brought back now by Adam Rashka. And Rashka fires it down to the Russian zone. And the forecheck is Jan Mishak. And the puck moved ahead by Morozov. In comes Ivan Morozov. Sends it back in front. Tipped right on by Podkolzin. And a good stop made by Lukasz Dostal.
Dostal is you're the visiting team in the host country, and you're already down 1-0.
Sharp angle shot by Mishak, kicked away by Askarov. And now Morozov got spun around and plays it back for Pilyenkov. 20 19-year-olds are slated to play for the Russians in this tournament. Pilyenkov, a long shot, that goes wide. Here's Podkolzin on the other side, and that pass is intercepted. Nikora couldn't move it out. Podkolzin, rink wide pass, and a hard shot taken there by Marchenko. Czechs made their final cuts yesterday, sending 3 players home on Christmas Day. As moving in is Pilyenkov. He gets tied up in the corner, and Chaika has it back for the Czechs. Chaika had his pocket pick there by Morozov. In comes Morozov, spins it back in front. The pass missed Marchenko. Back at the line. Alashev couldn't hold it. And away come the Czechs, and brought in by Mishak. Mishak taken down. Podkolzin goes it back across to Marchenko. In comes Marchenko, a bouncing puck knocked away. Podkolzin walks in and fires, and Dostal able to make the stop.
The outside, never in the middle of the ice.
And here's Romanov, who will quarterback it. Takes the return pass from Sokolov. And then a pass intercepted by Yannick, who bangs it off the boards and just out. And if you're just joining us, one of the Czechs' top players, Jakub Lauko, left this game in the opening moments with a leg injury, has not returned. Podkolzin takes the return pass, chips that down in the Czech zone, and Kubachik tried to bank that back down the ice. Sokolov digging for it in the corner. Now picked off, and another good job penalty killing by Jan Shear. Morozov peels back. Feeds that pass ahead. In comes Morozov. Morozov shoots. It's off a leg and wide. Bounces down to Marchenko. Kirill Marchenko. Centering pass for Morozov. Back at the point is Romanov. Back across to Sokolov. That was centering pass from Morozov. Missed. Romanov shoots. That was blocked. As getting in the way was Andrei Pavel. Pass back at the point. Romanov. Across to Sokolov. Walks in and fires. Dostal the save. And he's able to corral the loose puck with 30 seconds. Practical.
I mean, you're an idea guy, I see, but there seems to be a practical issue here.
But Colson centers it. And back down the ice it goes. Icing was waved off, but the Czech did get a stick on that. And a big hit behind the play. As Galenyuk was knocked down for the Russians, in comes Morozov. Morozov drops it back to Galenyuk. Sharp angle shot, Marchenko just missed.
Marchenko and Morozov were dangerous together. A couple of second-round picks from the 2018 draft.
Now brought in by Mishak, who has the second Czech goal. This was the final score of their meeting last year in Vancouver. Hash for Chaika. Stymied at the line was now for the Russians. 35 seconds to go in this power play. 6 to go in the first period. Podkolzin sends it rink wide to Marchenko. He peels back in the corner looking for Morozov. Morozov loose in front. They feed it across, and the stick blew up on Igor Sokolov. Quickly grabs another. He'll actually go off. And Denisenko comes back on for the Russians. They couldn't find a stick for Sokolov. Romanov feeds it back across. Marchenko shoots. That's blocked. Marchenko slides it back in front. Podkolzin scores. Podkolzin right at the end of the Russian power play ties the game at 2.
There was a frenzy here of Czech. He had to go to the bench, but the Czechs still weren't able to clear the puck. Podkolzin works hard in front of the net to find the loose puck. It bounces off the Czech defender and ends up right on his stick, right off the backside of Pitlick. And Vasili Podkolzin has tied this game.
Back at the point is Romanov. Alexander Romanov for Morozov. Sokolov back to Romanov, a hard shot off the end boards. It goes. Podkolzin couldn't corral it. Marchenko centers it. Morozov, a hard shot
to handle that one.
The Czechs haven't had a shot, Ray, since their second goal 9 minutes ago.
The puck's been down here for most of it. The Russians have really kicked the gear up here, and the Czechs haven't. Of course, being short-handed hasn't helped them either, but they haven't been able to catch up.
Now Sokolov looking for the stick of Marchenko. That just missed. Romanov holds the line. Flips out ahead, Marchenko. Back across to Sokolov. Feeds it down to Podkolzin. The 10th overall pick to Vancouver. Podkolzin to Sokolov. Back to Romanov. Sokolov. Centering pass for Morozov. Back across to Marchenko. Here's Sokolov with a pass. That's blocked by Daichar. Romanov. Looking for the return pass. It goes to Morozov. He winds his way in. Morozov for Podkolzin. Chips that in. And Dostal knocks that away. Penalty's over. 2 shots on goal for the Russians. Another chance. And that time Marchenko just missed. Almost the 3rd time the Russians had scored right after a power play had ended. And out of the box comes Pekash with a chance. He's knocked off the puck. Podkolzin works in along with Marchenko. Podkolzin a backhand shot. Dostal the save. Loose puck goes to Morozov.
Don't forget these first 4 games the team's playing the preliminary rounder in 5 days. And so if Romanov's playing 25, 26 minutes a night, that'll be a heavy load.
Romanov back with it. Feeds it down to Marchenko. Marchenko to Romanov. Marchenko winds in, shoots. That was partly blocked. And Haas trying to clear it. Got tied up in the corner. Morozov back to Romanov. To Morozov. Podkolzin parked in front. Morozov swings it back. Hard shot by Romanov. Dostal the save. Loose puck and Dostal juggles. Goaltending change in the middle of a shootout. There he is in his 6th consecutive year behind the bench. 9th time overall as the head coach of the Russian national junior team.
Had 9 of these guys in November that went across Canada and played, so use it as an evaluation tool for them.
Played in 2 unofficial World Juniors in 1975 and 76. The first official World Junior Championship was in 1977 here in what was then known as Czechoslovakia. Seleniak goes back and gets tied up there by Chaika. Rashka trying to dig that free. Up the other side it goes. Daichar kicks it ahead. And Polyenkov peels back for the Russians. Daniel Polyenkov moves it ahead. The rink line pass to Podkolzin. Vasili Podkolzin. Cole, the centering pass was tipped away in a good defensive play once again by Jan Scheer. Now poke free. And the puck loose at center ice as Podkolzin swings it back across. Homanov works in as both teams.
Foiled by Askarov.
Well, we mentioned him. Want to take a moment and say hello to his coach in junior, Dale Howardchuk, the Hall of Famer, who has taken the year off this year for health issues. Dale, we're thinking about you here.
Yeah, all the best, Dale. Keep fighting, man.
Puck loose along the boards and knocked back to center ice. 3-3 to score here. Podkolzin works in. He's got one so far this afternoon. Podkolzin winds in, trying to center it. And that was blocked by Pavel.
With Russia in this World Junior Tournament. Killing penalties and a regular in their top 9.
That bouncing puck almost got by Askarov in behind the goal. We did see some odd bounces in the pre-tournament game here between Canada and Finland on the 23rd. Back at the point, Zabransky, a shot. And a save made by Askarov. Now the Russian short-handed bringing in Podkolzin got tied up. And here's Zabransky with it. Rink wide he goes for Pitlick.
For such a fantastic prospect to take.
Once again, the Czechs hold. Zabransky's shot was blocked.
Wow, have they blocked a lot of shots here.
Podkolzin couldn't clear it out. Final seconds now, the power play. Pekash plays it across. Zabransky shoots, that deflects wide. And the penalized player, Malyshev, is back on the ice. Winding back is Haas. Seconds winding down, and the Russians clear it out. A wild Ravlov wrist that in deep. Morozov drops it back in the corner for Marchenko. Podkolzin goes back at the point to Shiravlov. Romanov a long shot, that's wide. Romanov, just over 16 minutes so far in the game. Morozov with a chance, poke check by Dostal. Now Morozov back with it. Knocked away again, this time by Sheik. But Morozov steals it back, and the puck stolen away by Chaika.
And the Czechs are hanging on right here. This is, in each period, we've seen stretches like this, Gord, where the Russians just cycle the puck at will.
Podkolzin drops it back. Morozov in, shoots, and Marchenko to Podkolzin. Podkolzin loose behind the Czech goal, sends it back in. That hard shot taken there by Marchenko. Morozov wins it back to Romanov. To Marchenko, Morozov, Romanov, Sokolov rather, a hard shot.
Directly in front of Dostal, making things much more difficult for him.
Another face-off won by Morozov to Sokolov.
The Czechs without a stick, one of their penalty killers.
Jan Scheer broke his stick. Romanov winds it back across. Marchenko to Sokolov. Sokolov down to Podkolzin. A centering pass from Morozov goes back to Romanov. Marchenko works in. Back to Romanov. To Marchenko. In, shoots, and Dostal got a blocker on that. Romanov can't hold the line. And
well on the ice.
So the other day at practice, the Czechs did a shootout drill at the end, and Elias took part, scored 3 times, came off the ice and gave us a wink.
And Verada didn't. He was still forechecking.
Yes, he dumped the puck in the corner and grounded it out. He was a heart and soul player, primarily for the Buffalo Sabres, though.
9 minutes from what would be a large upset on day 1 of this tournament.
Czechs without a medal in the last 14 World Juniors. With a tough group to play in. Back at the point, that long shot taken by Pilyankov, and Pilyankov in it. Here comes Podkolzin the other way. Vasili Podkolzin drops it off, and that hard shot was just high from Sokolov.
Sokolov could shoot it, and he likes to shoot it.
Podkolzin back with it. Back for Zamola. Works it and shoots, trying to find a stick in front. Sokolov couldn't. Kubicek plays it back across to Yannick. Good hold in line there by Teplick. Chaika stays out for the power play to Yannick. Kubicek in, shoots. That was deflected wide by Podkolzin. Yannick works his way in. Back across for Kubicek. Chaika. Back to Kubicek. His shot deflected away. And a great play at the line by Yannick to keep it alive. Teplick feeds it back across to Yannick. Yannick walks right in. His shot blocked. Still loose. Teplick has a chance. He fires. That was blocked by Romanov. Kubicek feeds it back for Teplick. Teplick centering pass broken up by Shiravlov, and Shiravlov sends it down.